Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got my bro Chillmon in here with us today.
I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. That's my other brother Daryl.
We're going to talk all things volunteers and college football, and Bambi, of course, will chime right on in as usual. But there's so much going on in college football right now. It's crazy. It really is. You got the NCAA lawsuit. You got coaches leaving college football like crazy. They're all running the NFL. Huge lawsuit. And we got basketball tonight, too, with Texas A&M.
Big game tonight. And, I'm not feeling real good about this one. A&M's been hot here of late, but then again, so have we. So we'll see.
Well, we've got Dalton Connect. So I feel anytime we got Dalton, I feel pretty good.
He's good. He's real good. The name is Dalton.
Did you see that thing I sent you on? I sent you guys where he scored in 22 games more than any player scored last year.
That surprised me.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was able to score that many. I knew he was scoring a lot of points, but geez.
Yeah, I mean he's averaging like what 25.
One thing we've not talked about, and a lot of people have been interested in Chillmon's position on this. What do you think of this lawsuit, Chili, on UT versus the NCAA?
Well, first of all, it's long overdue because the NCAA is a flipping joke and has been for years. And for some reason, they've decided getting Tennessee is their number one goal in life. It drives me crazy. It's whether it's officiating, whether it's rules, whether it's, investigations. When was the last time Alabama got investigated under Nick Saban? Never. I mean, come on. Or Georgia, never. I mean, as long as you're winning and making a ton of money for the SEC and whoever, you can do what you want. But apparently, Tennessee has to be investigated like every 6 months.
Well, that's because Georgia and Alabama follow every single rule perfectly.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure Nick Saban, when he went in 2 years, he turned it around faster than Josh Heupel did. I'm sure they was never paying a player, allegedly.
How dare you?
Well, they never got caught. I can tell you that. And that's really the only thing that matters.
Well, when you control the police and the media in your hometown, it gets a little easier to cover that stuff up. But, the lawsuit, I think I'm actually surprised a lot more other school or states have not joined us in that. I think it should be a national class action suit against them.
Well, they probably don't want to bring extra attention to themselves. They're like, let Tennessee take the horns and let them deal with it, and we'll just enjoy the fallout from it.
Well, that's it. We'll just let them take the slings and arrows, and then we'll get the benefit from it. The truth is, everything the NCAA has done has been to hurt the players. They fought to keep the players from making any money, from being able to transfer like they can now. Now, you can argue whether that's all good or bad, but everything they've done has been to fight what benefited the players most.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that, Wilmot. They really have fought this. They want to keep everybody an amateur is what they want to do, and they got smacked down so bad in the Supreme Court 9-0 in 2021.
That was glorious.
Oh, they got killed. I mean, you never see 9-0 in the Supreme Court is so rare.
No, so, that bunch can't agree on what to have for lunch.
Exactly. I've said it before. They can't even agree that bacon tastes good.
Yeah, that's it. You'd have one abstaining from that probably.
Exactly. Oh yeah, probably 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But anyway, the judge in his response to the request for the TRO.
Yeah.
Well, here was his response, Chillmont. This was on page 9 of his response because.
Oh yeah.
There we go. I'm old school. I got to have paper for some things.
Oh, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. It says considering the evidence currently before the court, plaintiffs are likely to succeed on the merits of their claim under the Sherman Act.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Done.
That's it. I mean, you can't argue with that. They want to keep players from being able to make money on their name, image, and likeness. They want to keep all the dough. And, the horse is out of the barn. You can't put it back. Sorry. And that's what they're trying to do. And they're using us as the scapegoat. Yeah,
it's weird. I think they thought they could make an example out of us because that new the new sheriff came into town, that Charlie Baker guy, he seemed to understand, he went on national television and said there are no rules.
Right now, there are no rules around how name, image, and likeness works. And for your audience, that's the opportunity for student athletes to benefit from their name, image, and likeness.
And haven't been.
Yeah, he'll be our number one witness in the court case.
He's going to regret ever showing up and saying that, because I've played that multiple times, and they're going to play that in court. You got to be careful what you say on TV, especially national TV. People are going to see that. And there's been a bunch of attorneys that have put that on their Twitter account, and they keep popping it up on Twitter. So obviously they consider it to be a big deal.
But that's huge. I mean, and I agree with you. I think there's a place for the NCAA. There probably has to be some enforcement, or it really will be the Wild West, but they don't need to have the kind of power that they've exerted for all these years.
It boils down to the fact that really what they've been doing forever is against the law. And now, and since it went to the Supreme Court, they just went ahead and said, yeah, absolutely, it's against the law. And they literally said that.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
A lot of the coaches are leaving college football now, a bunch of them, because they can't stand the fact that it is the Wild West out there. It's crazy. Everything's out of control. And it's that way because the NCAA, they don't know what to do. They have no idea what to do. So they just did a knee-jerk reaction. Okay, we're just going to run all these rules out there and that'll fix it. And that just made it worse. They need to just leave the NIL alone because they can't control it. The courts will not allow it. They're going to have to leave it alone. Eventually, over the years, this will turn into some sort of a collective bargaining and something along those lines. And the players will end up being employees on some level of the conference. For example, they may set it up as a conference thing. That way you don't have to get involved in state laws. But they're going to end up doing something like that. But between now and then, what they need to do is leave NIL alone completely, because they just let the free market be the free market. That's all you can do.
Well, that's it. It's not like you can really cheat now and pay players, under the table, or they're trying to get Nico for having a plane ride from California.
Oh, there they go. There they go.
You telling me every player in California visiting the SEC or Washington State or Utah or what, they didn't get a ride from somebody? Come on.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, is to go after the plane ride. When I heard that, I was like, that was perfect for me. As a YouTube content creator, I was like, oh, so you're going to make that your stepping stone to kick our butts? I'm going to destroy that, because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. What was the guy supposed to do? The backstroke? Was he supposed to swim? Was he supposed to hitchhike? It's absurd. How's he going to get there?
I know it. And it's like you said in one of your other videos, the NCAA says, we're going to hit you with 40 violations. And somebody hears that, oh my gosh, they 40. But one of them's, he got an extra lemon wedge in his tea. So they can add it up so it sounds like a ton, but it's really nothing. Yeah,
they like to get the counts as high as possible. It's intimidating, and it makes people feel like, oh, this must be a heck of a case. And it's literally, it could be some little ticky-tack thing that they count times 10 because it happened 10 times.
Yeah, and that becomes like a level 1 violation. No, get out of here. And the other thing it was, if they hadn't just fought tooth and nail to stop any of this stuff, they could have been incrementing it in steps and made it a lot smoother and a lot better, a lot more thoughtful in the process as far as making sensible regulations. But they don't do that. They just, this is the way we want it. To heck with you, and we're going to fight it to the death, all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, they really need to leave NIL alone. They can't really touch it. There's no rules they can come up with that wouldn't be against the law. It says Heupel filed a declaration on Friday to support the lawsuit filed by Tennessee and Virginia. The fourth-year head coach contends that the ban on discussing NIL deals with recruits denies the athlete all the necessary information to make one of the most important decisions of their lives in deciding what school to attend. Then he wrote that the consequences of choosing the wrong school may never be fully reversed and can negatively impact the happiness, mental health, and personal development and the professional future of the athletes.
Yeah, what is it the NCAA said with the NIL? It said you can't discuss NIL money until you actually get to the schools. That's like saying, we want you to come be our coach, but we're not going to discuss money until you quit your current job and come to this job. and then we'll talk money then. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. I mean, who's going to do that? Nobody.
Yeah, they want you to commit, go ahead and sign the dotted line, and then we'll discuss NIL.
Yeah. In which case they could say, yeah, here's $10 a month.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you're already here, so tough luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
We
way?
got you for a period of time.
That's it. And of course, they wouldn't do that. But you know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's ridiculous.
You said the secret word.
It's like, did any of those NCAA employees just show up for work and say, hey, I'm a new employee here now. Can we discuss money?
Well, we'll see what the NCAA does. What I think they're going to do is double down because they're stupid. I think they're going to try to go ahead and send the notice of allegations. I think they'll send that. It'll be loaded to the gills with everything you can possibly think of. They'll try to really max it out now because I think what they're going to do is go very offensive. It's not going to make any difference in the long run because they're going to lose this lawsuit, but they're going to probably go down in a fiery heap.
They're going to throw everything at us. They're not going to roll over. It sounds like we should be able to win the case pretty easily, that we have the much stronger case, but you never know. I mean, depends on what kind of judge they get.
He's already showed his hand. He's already told you they're going to lose. And the reason he's told you they're going to lose is because there's precedent from the Supreme Court, 9-0. No judge is going to go against that. They're just not. They can't.
Today he can with 3 barrels on him, not with 3 he can.
It's a slam dunk. If there was ever a slam dunk, and for the judge to come out and tell, look what he did was he told the NCAA, he said, come over here, you morons, come here. Come right over here. Let me tell you something. You're going to lose.
You will lose.
Yeah. So what they should do is totally stop the investigation. Don't send an NOA, take their lumps and be done with it. I don't see how they can do that, though, because the thing about Tennessee is they're not going to stop. We're not going to stop until they're into powder or dust, one or the other. We're not, because they have made the entire state mad. Look, the Tennessee AG, look, let me tell you something that would have happened last year or the year, I guess it was last year, when we got hit with the 25 scholarships, but we didn't get the bowl ban. You know why we didn't get the bowl ban? The Tennessee Attorney General had threatened them and told them, said, if you give us a bowl ban, I'm going to sue the crap out of you. And they backed off. Now you can say, hey, you know, they weren't going to do that. They didn't want to hurt the kids. That had nothing to do with it. That AG was over there ready to go, and they didn't want to go. They didn't want another lawsuit. So as soon as they found out, and it got leaked through Pat Forday at Sports Illustrated or whatever, that they were going to send us a notice of allegations, he attacked the Tennessee Attorney General, Scametti. He had everything ready to go. He'd already talked to the Virginia Attorney General. Everything was rocking, and they were like, "Okay, here you go, bam!" And they hit him with the lawsuit.
They basically declared war. They may regret it.
Well, they weren't expecting that response. They did not expect Tennessee to come at them like that.
They thought we'd roll over like we did with Pruitt.
Exactly. They had no idea that we were sitting there like 300 and we were ready to go.
Hold! Give them nothing, but take from them everything.
I mean, we were ready to go.
This is Sparta.
Exactly. Oh yeah, this is Sparta.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, we've decided it's us against the world, and NCAA rules the world, and they're going to F around and find out.
Yep, absolutely. All right, folks, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover our Vols, the SEC, the NCAA, all this good stuff. If you've not subscribed, it's on your right, my left. Hit that little button. I'd appreciate it. And right over here is most recent video, YouTube. Thanks, you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.